Today we're taking the best hardbreacher in Siege and forging him into the best attacker in the entire game. The reality is nearly everyone is playing Ace at 50% of his potential. This video is where you'll learn the other 50% and become outright unstoppable. Welcome to the first operator blueprint of the Poxonlox Academy. Today's guide will take Ace from a simple hardbreacher to a round-winning ranked demon. There are 3 layers to making Ace an unstoppable force, what I call the 3 levels of Ace Domination. We're starting with level 1, the foundation of it all, his loadout. And when you talk about Ace's loadout, you have to start with the AK-12. This is the most lethal weapon in all of R6. It's got low recoil, a fast fire rate, and deals a ton of damage. This is quite literally the holy grail of winning gunfights. It's fantastic with any assortment of attachments, but we're not here to just be good with Ace, okay? We're here to milk every ounce of value out of his kit and transform him into an unstoppable force. If you want to tune this monster up to its absolute max, then firstly run the ACOG scope. Ace's entire purpose is to breach new, long lines of sight with his gadget. The ACOG scope naturally fits into this playstyle, allowing you to dominate those angles and maximize your killing potential from a distance. Next, for the barrel, run Flash Hider. It significantly reduces the kick of the first few shots, which is the most critical part of any spray. The AK-12's recoil is so vertical that the compensator is redundant and the initial first bullet kick isn't high enough to justify the muzzle brake. The Flash Hider is simply the most effective choice for this gun. Now, you could always go and throw the suppressor on if you really wanted to, but good luck landing the shots that matter. Finally, the grip. Let's be clear, the vertical grip is the only correct answer here. The math is simple. Less recoil equals better aim equals faster time to kill. If you're even considering the angle grip for a slightly faster reload time on a 31 bullet mag, or the horizontal for a nearly unnoticeable 5% movement buff, then you're probably in copper and we might have some bigger issues to worry about. We're here to win gunfights, guys, and the vertical grip is what helps achieve that. As for the laser sight, I tend to skip it. You should already be aimed in when taking fights with Ace anyway, so the marginal ADS speed bonus from a laser doesn't offer too much value. Plus, it can give away your position if you're trying to make a play. That said, if you're confident in your crosshair placement and want that tiny edge, this is an attachment that actually does just come down to personal preference. The AK-12 is really the star of the show when it comes to Ace's loadout, but don't be sleeping on those secondary gadgets. The choice between claymores and breach charges is completely site dependent. On bomb sites where you're playing repels or breaching exterior site walls, claymores are the optimal choice for shutting down runouts and protecting the areas that aren't covered. However, a vertical take from above the bomb site is more ideal at times, which is when breach charges are infinitely stronger than claymores. You can use these to open up key target areas above the bomb site, creating death zones that the defenders can no longer play safely. This isn't about just trying to get kills through your breach holes, it's actually about taking away space from the defenders, because the less safe areas there are, the easier it is for you to conquer the bomb site on your final execution as you force them into your crosshairs. If you're relying on the AK-12, you're still playing at level 1. To get to level 2, you need to master his gadget, the SELMA. This gadget is what separates Ace from every other hardbreacher, long before we even get to the pro level secrets in level 3. Let's start by breaking down the single biggest mistake that 90% of Ace players make. Okay, picture this. You're Ace and you've just walked up to the CCTV breach on Clubhouse. There's no wall denial, meaning the wall is completely free for you to breach in any way you'd like. How do you open it? It's not a trick question, the answer is simple. You throw down one SELMA on each panel and voila, the breach is open. But wait, it is a trick question, and you just failed. Why? Well, because I lied. There are 2 fatal flaws with opening a wall this way. The first is that you have to vault it. This makes it extremely easy for a defender to hold it safely or swing off the sound of you vaulting and pre-fire you. You're also stuck in place while doing it, meaning it's the easiest lineup of the defense's life. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, haha, Poxonlox, you stupid egotistical piece of crap. I don't make vault holes, I make crouch holes. They'll never know when I'm pushing. To which I would reply, nice try, pal, but you just failed again. You're still walking into a death trap. Why? Well, now you're moving even slower through that breach, and your only entry point is at a perfect crouch level headshot. I can pre-aim that spot all day and collect my free kill when you walk in like a damn NPC escort mission. Okay, or maybe you're actually pretty smart, and you figured out what I'm trying to say here. Breaching a wall is a good start, but making full-size holes is so much better. If you knew from the start to place one SELMA head level and a second underneath it to make a full-size breach hole, then congratulations, you passed, you did it, woohoo! Doing it this way allows you to remain unpredictable as you push. You might wide swing the breach, quick peek it, crouch peek it, or completely sprint through it, making it a guessing game for the defense. And best of all, you've still got an extra SELMA in your pocket. Now here's a true level 2 play for that leftover gadget. Throw it on the opposite side of the wall and shoot the second half of it to create a beautiful reinforced head glitch. This lets you post up on the breach with maximum cover. Or do it foot level and look through it from the platform rappel. One last option is to place it high up and use the stock rappel to look through it from above. These various options are what create unpredictability for defenders and a massive advantage for you. But what happens when they do have a bandit? Or why not just play thermite if we want bigger holes? Well, Ace has the edge over thermite in two different ways here. The first is that he can avoid bandit tricking. A good bandit can juggle a thermite charge, but it's nearly impossible for him to trick two SELMAs that land on the wall at the same time. The bandit might be able to trick one, but he's not going to be able to get both. Opening even one panel is infinitely better than opening nothing. The second advantage Ace has over thermite is that he can breach at range. After opening that main breach, Ace can now open the rafters reinforcement, shattering the defense's key cover of this area. This makes for an easy kill on the rafters player and gains your team control of the most important zone on this site. But like everyone, Ace has his weaknesses. And when it comes to hatches, Ace is the least efficient breacher. Ace can open hatches, but it costs him 2 of his 3 SELMAs. That's a huge waste when compared to Hibana or even just hard breach gadgets. Unless it is your absolute last resort, just leave the hatches to your teammates. The SELMAs are far too valuable for it. Most players stop at level 2. They'll open breaches, click on some heads, and call it a day. And that's fine. Ace is still a great operator when you play him like that. But that's not domination. That's just playing the game. Level 3 is about breaking the game. This is the domination tier when it comes to Ace gameplay. It's how you take a good operator and milk every single microscopic unit of value out of them. With Ace, there's a lot of ways to do it. The first is dirty one-way angles. Because you can throw the SELMAs at range, you can open pretty much any wall you see. Most people default to opening the middle of the wall, but sometimes doing just the bottom is actually a lot stronger. By doing it this way, you can create disgusting one-way angles. This is all you need to remember. If you are further from the hole than your enemy, you will see more of them. If they are further away, they get to see more of you. Get it wrong, and you've just created a one-way angle on yourself, and now you're getting ran through instead of the other way around. Okay, so that covers reinforced walls. That's the end of his hard breaching playbook. Video's over, right? No, you stupid piece of crap. We've only talked about what he does as a hard breacher. What about everything else? What about soft walls? Using a SELMA on a soft wall might seem kind of wasteful, but it's actually one of the strongest tactics in Ace's entire blueprint. The most obvious use is to make quick and easy angles, but the pro level play is using it for sound cover. The SELMA is not just loud, it's loud the entire duration of its deployment, giving you the perfect window to make a play or plant the bomb. There is no downside to this, and defenders won't know where to look at the most critical moment. This is what turns Ace from your basic support player into a lethal fragger. This is something that I absolutely glazed Ace for in my top 10 operators for Year 10 Season 3, which is a video you should probably watch after this one. So we've covered reinforcements and soft walls. Now are we done? Is that finally all Ace has in his playbook? You stupid piece of crap. There's always more with Ace. Because, lonely viewer watching this in your bedroom, hoping to up your skill before you embarrass yourself again on the next play session, Ace can also use his SELMAs on soft floors. To which you might be thinking, okay, now that's actually useless. Like, he literally has breaching charges. Why would I need to throw an Ace on the floor? You know, I hear about Zero being this self-sufficient breacher from every silver and gold player who's ever existed, glazing him till their last breath. But you know who a better self-sufficient hard breacher is? Ace. He can go below a reinforced wall, use a SELMA on the floor, and shoot bandit batteries or cade claws from underneath. Then you just stroll back up and open the wall yourself. This also applies to mirror windows or literally any power position that might be tough to deal with. So ceilings is the first stop, but the second strategy is bypassing electrified hatches. Cade can electrify a hatch, but he can't electrify the floor next to it. Throw a Selma beside the hatch and its arms will crawl right over top and pop it open, completely ignoring the electric effect. Just remember to throw it to the side of the hatch, as the arms will always deploy horizontally like this. So if you do the top, you're just gonna miss and look like a stupid idiot. Now that we've covered soft floors, ceilings, walls, reinforcements, and sound cover, there's absolutely no way we could possibly have anything left to talk about. No more Selmas, no more... oh, crap. You can use them on utility too. Yeah, there's more guys. You can throw a Selma down on a shield and break it, and this also works for Clash if her shield is placed down. But really, that's pretty niche. Is there any other way we can break utility? Getting rid of a Maestro Cam or Melusi Banshee would be much more valuable in most cases. Well, it turns out that all it takes is throwing a Selma down on the soft floor or soft wall next to it. It's situational, but when you need it, it's a round-winning play. Without a doubt, having all this tech, all this killing potential, and all this versatility, Ace is the best attacker in all of Rainbow Six Siege. So stop just playing Ace and start dominating with him right now. Subscribe for more masterclass guides and let me know what operator you want to see next. Video on the left is one skill pros use to win way more gunfights, and the video on the right is my tier list for Year 10 Season 3.